Alright everybody, what is up? Welcome back to the channel. Now, at my job, I actually just clopened, which if you guys don't know, that means closing one night and then opening the next morning, which I don't do very often. I'm working in two different departments, which is how I like to work. I don't like to do the same thing over and over and over again. But in two different departments, there's two different schedulings, so sometimes it kind of overlaps or gets in the way of one of another, which is no problem. But once I got home, I just got completely tired and got lazy, and I didn't even make a day plan for today. So I kind of took an L there, but it's fine. It's fine. But I figured we'd try and go over a little bit of sound selection today, which I think a lot of people have a problem with. I know that I definitely have a problem with it. It's one of the main reasons why I get beat blocks, because I don't know what kind of sound I want to try and go for. One thing that's been really helping me out has been using one sound for all of my melodies, you know, top line, mid, chords, if I'm really going that route, especially since I've been learning how to play the piano with Melodics, which if you guys have not seen that video, go and link it down below. I've been making a lot of piano tracks, and they've been coming out really good, and I really like them. So I'll just do I'll just get FL keys just to get all my ideas out, and then I'll switch the sounds out after that, which is the entirety of this video. So if you guys take a look over here, I have in abundance, these are all different sounds. 1 sound, 2 sound, 3 sound, 4 sound, 5. I've got 5 total, and then a few of them are just gonna, the ones in the middle are gonna be the same sounds just in reverse. And it's all in the same pattern, so we're gonna go through each sound here, and then we're gonna see how each individual one kind of changes the feel or emotion of the track. Whoops. And this is the pattern right here. The chords are really simple. It's just F major, E minor, F major, E minor. And then we just duplicated that one. And then in the middle of the same chord, I actually put some extra notes, and then adding a few bass notes and a couple of top line as well. And then we've got the main melody right here, and then the top line right here. The top line melody is going to be more of an offbeat to try and build some sort of rhythm. And the first sound that I have loaded up is just simply FL keys. Nothing too fancy. Everyone's got it. Alright, when I hear this FL keys pattern, I kind of hear more distinct sounds. You know, you can even hear the really bassy note down over here. And it's got a lot of impact as well, you know, for each one of the notes, you can really feel like it's hitting harder. And this one, I wasn't even gonna include this whole reverse part of it, but it actually sounds really freaking cool, especially with these FL keys. It sounds almost like a really out of tune guitar almost. Like some sort of strings. Now this is going to build up a lot of tension. It's going to, with these chords building up right here, it's going to really, it's going to smack the listener in the face once you finally get to those 808s or those drums or anything you have on there. And just to show you, let me go grab an impact really quick, actually. Just listen to how the melody itself in reverse just kind of builds up that impact. Crazy, it's really sick. And these are all still keys, they're just different presets. Now this one's gonna be a lot more warm, as you can see, and when I first hear it, I think more of a really chill trap song. And once again, this one has a very unique way of reversing it. It's still very chill, but it almost feels like you're going through a dream almost, right? Still has some decent build-up, but nowhere near as much as the FL keys did. And now this next one is a perfect example of it may sound really good, but how are you really gonna work it into a song? This one would be very hard to actually make a full track off of. It might make a really good bridge, it might make a really good instrumental. That's the whole point. Just because something seems like it sounds really good, is it really gonna be what the track needs? a lot of emotion behind it, but as far as making it a full-on, like, chorus or verse, I don't really think you would have to work a lot at it. and I think you have to do a lot of editing to it. The weird thing about this one is it in reverse doesn't really have a whole lot of change. Yeah, maybe in like the higher notes, but not really a whole lot in the actual chords. And honestly, for this particular melody, I could not find a good freaking preset for a synth. That just goes to show that not every single melody can work in every single sound selection. Like, this is the closest one that I could find. It's more of like a bell almost. I think it still sounds okay. And honestly, I really gotta say that this is probably my least favorite one in reverse, because it's a pluck, there's not a whole lot going on in between. It has a lot of build-up and then a lot of silence, so take it as you will, maybe you'll like that, maybe you won't. Again, some decent build-up, but nothing crazy like how it was over here. And this one I really wasn't gonna include either, but it just sounded, it's another one of those examples that it sounds really good, like it sounds really freaking good, but how are you really gonna work into a beat? And once you get stuff like that, like we did in the last one, if you can use it in like an intro or a bridge or an outro, go for it. It might sound really good, pair with some other elements, but this is what it sounds like. I think that's really dope, but again, I don't really know how I could work that into a beat. And I'm not saying for each one of your tracks you should go in and make 6 different sounds of all the same melody, even though layering is a very important part, so let's go and try and go see if we can find something that would pair well with each other. We'll try and use the keys and the hybrid keys. I think that sounds pretty good, but honestly that one's pretty expected because they're both keys. But let's try and pair it up with something that you wouldn't really do that with. Let's try the strings. String sounds really nice. But once again, we're getting to the point to where yes, it sounds really good paired even, but how is it really gonna fit into a full track? I think even bringing it in for the chorus is too much. We're not trying to create like an opera over here. We're trying to make beats, alright? It's not really how we're gonna do that. I like this one too. We're gonna do one more test just for fun. I want to see how the two that don't really work for a beat would work together. It's okay. Not a huge fan. And if you guys see me like constantly like readjusting my glasses, it's because it is hot and it is I'm sweaty and it keeps on just slipping down on its own, so I gotta do that. Alright, I think we should try and make a beat with one of these, yeah? Maybe we'll even use all of them. But before we get started with that, I actually want to say that I did just get a TikTok. I downloaded it like a year ago when it first came out, and I thought that it was the most stupid thing in the world. But I've been told that's been really good for creators, so I downloaded it, and it has been kind of blown up just on the smallest level, you know? I think that my most viewed one is like my 4th one that I ever put on there, has like just under 2,000, it might even be over that now. So I will go ahead and link that down below if you guys want to go check out my TikTok. They actually have some pretty decent videos on there. Alright, let's get to that beat. Thinking we're gonna use the FL keys to really build up the tension for the intro, and then we're gonna bring it in, maybe the hybrid? Yeah, that'll work. Then I'll bring in the reverse for a few bars, and then I think the FL keys will work pretty nicely for like an impactful thing for the core, for the hook. Now, the only thing about using this many mood changes in a beat is that you're gonna need to probably use a lot of different drums. We'll try and go off of the hook though and see if we can't make anything for that. You can hear my voice, right? Yeah, cool. One time I recorded an entire video just to realize that my thing wasn't on, my microphone. That sucked. One more minor plug, by the way. I'm making a pack. Now, I literally just started yesterday, and I want to take my time with it, make sure everything is all perfect, and I know nothing about sound design when it comes to making a kit, but I'm just kind of going off of ear and seeing what can really hit hard or has enough bass to it, so I think it's turning out pretty well so far. Let's try and do some recording. Now let's go ahead and fix the tragedy that is the timing of that. Let's hear how that sounds. And the camera just died, so we're gonna go with just the webcam for now. Cool. What was that? That's one thing you really want to make for my kid is actually like a really nice like rim shot. I love those. Kind of like that. We have kind of like this rim shot layered with the kick, but I actually don't mind it. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we're just about done. Thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I hope you guys learned a little bit something about sound design here and how key it can really be to a beat. But yeah, so be on the lookout for my kit. I want to say in the next month or two I want to be putting it out, so I've got to work on it a little bit more. And yeah, check out my TikTok. Kind of popping off at the moment. But I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.